Welcome to Kenect The Dots, a podcast where we unlock the stories that connect each and every one of us. Hosted by me, Zach Day, in partnership with Kenect Nashville. How do you connect?
How do you connect? That's the age-old question.
How do you connect? That's what we're always asking.
Exactly. I mean, that is the mantra of not just this podcast, but it's a lifestyle.
We're all connectors.
We are.
We call ourselves the little connectors.
Exactly. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Kenect The Dots podcast. If you're watching, you can see us. We look pretty cute right now. And you guys like my little setup. Coming to you live this week from Kenect Phoenix. And what a blessing it is to be here with you once again. My name is Zach Day. And as always, so happy to be here. With me today, I have a very special guest, one of my really good friends and someone who I just look up to and respect so much. I've got Carroll VanHook-Weaver here with me today. Hi, Carroll.
Hi, Zachy.
Thank you so much for doing
My
this.
fellow Kentuckian.
I know, right?
All the way out here in Phoenix.
Crazy. We're Arizona girls.
I know. I love Arizona.
I do
could
too,
live
right?
out here. I mean, really the Sedona area.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun down here.
It's fun. It's beautiful. It's hot.
I know, but we don't go outside.
But we don't go outside.
In the summer. Now, in the fall, winter, it's the perfect weather every day.
No, I'm so excited I hear that October is going to be just like absolutely perfect.
You haven't been here during October. Yeah, it's so fun. It's
I can't
just
wait.
the perfect day every day.
Right, I'm super excited for that, and I'm so grateful to be here. So big shout out to
We
Carroll
love having you here.
Listen, Carroll plays a huge part in the reason why I'm here, why I'm getting to do this for all of you guys, and so I'm super grateful to you, Carroll. I'm sure I've told you many times, but I will say it again. Thank you.
You do all the work. So we're ever since we found you through my sister, actually,
Right.
from just different connections. I mean,
Right.
you've just done such incredible work for us, and
Thanks.
you've really helped bring our brand to life when we were launching in 2019 in Nashville. During COVID and
Right.
the shutdown and trying to open the building, and you were in a hotel, remember?
Yeah. Oh,
I was
yes.
like, your apartment's not going to be ready, but you're going to live in a hotel for about a few weeks.
I'm like, hey, that's okay. It was nice. I appreciate it. You gave me the robe.
That's right. We did robes. Our first move-in gifts were robes.
I still have those.
Do you? I still have mine too. We need
I
to bring
love
those
it.
back.
I thought that was a great idea. I was like, okay, this is fancy. This is class.
Don't you just feel like you're at home when you're in your robe? I mean,
It's made me into a robe person. Now I've bought like my own several robes because I love them so
right.
much.
They, watch out, because then the back of your bathroom closet will turn into just all your robes.
It's just robes only. Yeah, no. And I always keep one. I have two Kenect robes. One of them is like a bigger one that I wear. And then I have a smaller one that if I have a guest, I'm like, hey, look, you can have your own Kenect
Right.
robe.
Let's get all comfy and wear the
Exactly.
Kenect robe. Oh my gosh. I
Exactly.
love that you still have that.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
so Carroll is the director of leasing and marketing for Kenect, and also I don't know if you want to talk about. I guess Kenect is under another division of.
It's so
I don't know how to
complicated.
say it, but Akara
Property
Partners.
management.
Property management. Yeah, girl, I don't know much about it.
It's all good. There's so many different divisions. So, yes.
But you're the big wig in charge. Let's just put it that way.
I just take it all on. I'm just the loudest, so I just take it all on. But
Me too, girl.
it's a team. I mean, we have such a tight team, and what we've been developing with Kenect has been incredible.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, coming from 15 years in the industry of coming from student housing, and really having to be creative and new lease ups, you have to be the coolest kid on the block.
Okay.
So when I got to come over to Kenect and really help launch this brand in Nashville, that was our flagship, I got to bring all my fun ideas together with our director of membership and branding, Jenna. What's up,
Who
Jenna?
I also love. Hi, Jenna.
We're giving you a shout out, girl.
Yeah, we need her on the podcast too very soon.
We work so closely together. So any kind of crazy ideas I have or things that she wants to see going on, we collaborate and execute and just get it out there.
Yeah,
So
I think that part of what makes you guys so successful and so special is because the both of you are like super. Not only are you like hardworking people, which you have to be, I think, to be in this industry, but also you're so creative and like you're also willing to just like throw out these creative ideas. I mean, like look at this, we're doing a podcast, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's creativity and it's innovative as well. So
we like to really just try to think out of the box. And if somebody's going this way, we want to go this way.
Yeah.
I've learned that from somebody. And, our CEO, Rajan Shastri, who founded everything, he's like, you know what? We should do a podcast. And I was like,
Yeah.
absolutely, boss. So
I have the perfect person to do
And I
that.
was like, hey, Zach, our boss wants to do a podcast, but how long did it actually take us to get this together? 4 months?
Yeah, probably.
Getting the content. I don't think people realize what goes into all the work to make this happen and have these conversations. But for me as leasing and marketing director and having people in our buildings on our podcast, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, who's doing this in a multifamily building is, okay, you live here. You don't really see your residents that much every day. But
Right.
The fact that we're taking the time and getting to know our members, because everyone that lives in our building, they're doing some cool stuff.
100%.
When I go to the coffee bar, I meet somebody, in graphic design or someone that's doing a little tech startup here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, where are you from? How'd you get into this? And all of a sudden we're just connecting them with other people.
Right.
And I know it's really cliche, but we are really connectors, and that's what we're trying to build here.
Yeah.
And when you look at our buildings and you see the amenities and the co-working spaces and the coffee bars and all the events that we do every month, it's really to bring people together to network. And we have our own little community within our community.
It's so true.
And that's what we're trying to build.
Yeah, well, you've done a great job so far. I mean, look at
Aw.
Nashville. It's like Nashville, I was there for a little over, oh my God.
Well,
I
you've
was
been
there for
back and forth,
Yeah.
and then we're like, Zach, can you come back? We love you.
I mean, I love it. I love you guys too. But like Nashville, I was there for like a year, and then I did another year. And so I guess I've been there for like a little over 2 years. And that's just like, that felt like home to me. But now I've been here for a couple months, and the connections that you make is true. Like the people that I've, come across that work here are amazing. People that just live here are
Aw,
amazing. It's
I love
just,
hearing
it's
that.
been really good. So you guys have done a great job. And yeah.
Well, I
just
love
know
that you talked about our team. I mean,
The team has
just
been awesome.
because you can't do anything unless you have the right people in place. And if you looked at my LinkedIn, you'll see at the bottom, it says it's all about having the right talent in place, because my eyes watering. I don't know why.
Are you crying? You're emotional.
Emotional. It's just so sweet.
It kind of gets hot in here because it's like we have to keep it quiet.
No, it's Arizona, and my voice is dry. Everything's drying up. So,
Okay.
but no, to talk about our team, it all goes back to having the right talent in place. And I can never do what I do. We would never have this coming together if our team did not support it. If our CEOs and our presidents didn't support like our crazy ideas.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to the team. So
Right.
there's no way I could do this all on my own. I never take full accolades for everything, because the people on site, the cleaners, the maintenance guys, and girls
Yep.
and maintenance girls.
Right.
Everyone's role in my eyes is so important. And because we're only as good as those people in
100%.
those positions.
Yeah.
So from concierge to porters to everything. I mean, it all takes a team. So thanks for giving kudos to our team. Woohoo!
No, I love them. And yeah, so I really appreciate all of that hard work. Let's go back to the beginning, Carroll. Tell me about how you ended up doing what you're doing today, if you don't mind. Like, give us a start. When you're a little girl, what was your dream? What were you thinking? Oh, I want to do what I want to be when I grow up is this. And
Yeah.
like, just give me a little bit and tell the listeners who might not know you just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Well, it's, when I really wanted to be a pediatrician because I could spell the word pediatrician when I was really young. And
I love
then
that.
when you went to the doctor and they just did this, and then you got the pink stuff and you got to stay home from school, I was like, I want to do this. Well, long story short, I'm a people person, not such, mathematical and everything. So, I was really heavy into dance and soccer and music. I was a very hyper child, and my mom kept me involved in a lot of things to wear me out. Ended up getting into an art school, ended up getting into Central Kentucky Youth Orchestra to play the cello.
Wow.
I really wanted to play the drums.
I don't think I knew that.
But my single mom was like, you get the cello, your sister gets the violin.
Okay.
So that's what we got.
Strings.
And so it was really hard. And I knew I wasn't ever the best, but I had to really work hard to read music. And then I ended up trying out for this whole Central Kentucky Youth Orchestra. And I made it. And I was like 8th chair or something, but I didn't really care. I was like, oh my God, I'm in here.
That's cool.
And it was like a full symphony orchestra, and being able to read music and perform, and then on top of dance and sports and everything. So I've always been in team-oriented sports, and really heavy in the dance competition world with my dance school back in Lexington, and then soccer. So it just wore me out, right? Well, getting into this orchestra, I don't know why I keep going back to that, but we got to go to Europe, and when I was 16, and we played in all these cool places
That's
around
awesome.
Europe. And we stayed in these hotels. It was really my first time really being able to travel.
Okay.
And we stayed in these hotels. And I saw the people in their uniform and the front desk and the concierge people at these hotels. And I was like, this is cool. And I was thinking the whole time, well, how do they run all the housekeeping? Who does that? How do they check this in? How do they get the food up here? You know, and just really seeing how a hotel ran out
like the
for my first time.
kind of
Hospitality, yeah. And then going into all the places we traveled for dance competitions. So we got to stay at some resort. You know, you went to like 2 big competitions a year.
Right.
And like sometimes we'd be at Disney or in New York City. And I just always loved the hospitality side of where we stayed. So random, right?
That's interesting.
I was always thinking, what's going on behind the scenes? How do these people look so poised and all the different uniforms? And I just thought that was so cool. So fast forward to college, I get an opportunity to go to Hilton Head, and I did this internship program at one of these big resorts. And I got to finally work in each department. And I did reservations, I did serving, and I've always kind of been in F&B since I was 15. And
what's F&B mean?
Food and beverage.
Oh, food and beverage. Okay.
Yeah, food and beverage. And I started serving at like a 50s diner in Lexington
cute.
called Rockabilly Cafe.
Oh, okay.
And I always want to serve. And I think that also goes back to some like who I am. Like I always wanted to bring my mom breakfast in bed, and I like to plan things for my friends and serve people. So
like gift giving or like just being in service is like
I do. I like being in service. Yeah.
Because
I like making people's expectations, and I love making people happy.
Yeah, I get that.
I do. I genuinely do love that. And so anyway, that led to some internships in hospitality, came back, graduated. I went to all the hotels in my area and was like, can I work for you? My name's Carroll. Here's my little resume. I mean, I didn't even know anybody, but ended up getting hired. And then I got recruited from the front desk at a hotel.
And this is in Kentucky?
In Kentucky.
Okay.
And I got recruited by a student housing development. And I was like, this is interesting. The people just stay there longer.
Yeah.
It's not like a hotel. And lo and behold, I got into that. And then this has been 15 years later.
Wow. That's so cool.
I know. So quickly started traveling the country, helping with new lease ups in student housing. And then I got the opportunity to come over here in 2019 to help open Kenect.
Right.
So Kenect has a lot of hospitality. We do a lot of events. We have a short-term rental program, and we have like a little hoteling aspect to it, and the student housing side. So it really has all the components that I love and something I want to do. But our uniforms are band T-shirts and blazers, and there's just a lot of hospitality focus with this brand, and that's what makes me excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like that's something that I definitely noticed with like whenever I first. So let's go back a little bit to the Nashville Kenect. So I get a call from actually Carroll's sister, who I also adore.
My sister's a natural connector. She really is. She's like, well, you can say something about, someone that sells pencils or something. She's like, you know what? I know this person that sells these best pencils. And all of a sudden you're connecting on pencils.
Right. Right. No, so I did The Voice in 2019. And that was an amazing experience. And then after I did The Voice, I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to go to Nashville, just get started on my music
That's right.
career.
You were just going to move. Yeah.
I was just going to move. And I guess I must have posted something about I'm in Nashville now on my Facebook. I get a message from your sister. Hey, you need to meet my sister, Carroll. She's got some really cool opportunities for someone that just like you. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, next thing I know, I'm living in this beautiful, brand new luxury apartment.
You're the first, one of the first 4 people to ever move into our flagship Kenect.
Yeah, and I was just like, what am I doing here? But it was such a great experience. But yeah, so I got to kind of see that from when it was just ground up pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, like y'all didn't even have offices in Nashville yet.
No, we weren't even finished with the co-working.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still finishing some of the amenities.
I think the office was like in a different building down the road. Like,
oh yeah, we still had our lease-up office on Music Row.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's just been such a cool experience to see it go from that, which even then I knew, I was like, oh, this is about to be something really cool.
Yeah.
And now the Nashville location is popping.
Yeah, we have our market going, and we're really seeing all of Rajan's, I think, visions coming to life. And he gets so excited about, with the market finally opening and the retail all coming back to Midtown now that we're past 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
And really seeing it all come to life and seeing every department really fully operating. So if you get a chance, please come see the Nashville one. But, we're really on the verge of our next builds. We love the Denver market, Minneapolis, Cleveland, chasing a few little other deals I can't talk about.
I need you guys to go to LA so that you can have a place there.
California. I mean,
is California like with leasing and real estate and stuff like that? Is it like super different than?
It's just really hard to navigate. And I know a lot of people just think, oh, here's a piece of dirt, you should build it. But when we're building this type of product, it really has to fit into a lot of check marks before we can even consider it. And this is just a little behind the scenes, in development and the industry is that, it has to be a good deal. It has to be in the right location that we want. We have to be able to be zoned how we want. There's just so many permitting things and zoning laws as well. So
oh my gosh,
it's so much harder because I'll send stuff to the developers like, hey, have you thought about this market? Everyone will come up and say, y'all should build here. Y'all need to build in Charleston,
right.
Because there's a hospital there. I'm like, that's great, but the Kenect brand is really specific because we have 5 business models under one roof with the co-working, the retail, the short-term rental apartments, the co-living, and then also our events. So we want to be in a really central hub for Kenect. Now, we have a secondary brand called Sustain, and that's coming behind Kenect, which is all health and wellness living. So that's going to be more in your secondary cities, more in the outskirts of your big cities. So I'm really pumped for Sustain. Yeah.
Whoa, that's interesting. So there's a little sneak peek for you.
Sneak peek.
Wow, yes. I can't wait to hear more about that. So so you guys had the Nashville location that's just was up and going and popping off and getting ready to just really kind of take over Nashville. I mean, like you go to Nashville, people know what Kenect is in Nashville.
Finally, as director of leasing and marketing, it still like stabs me a little bit when they're like, I never knew y'all were here. And we take up 2 city blocks almost, but then once you realize it, you can't miss it,
Well, and I think that like another part of why it's kind of starting to pop off as much as it is because the events are getting really big and they're amazing. The pool, like the jams, there's full concerts outside. Like
the
it's
pool
amazing.
jams is where it's at.
Yeah, like that's been really cool to see.
If you're in Nashville during the summer, we do pool jams once a month, and it started from our lobby jams,
right?
Which we stole from Whiskey Jam, which is a big thing in Nashville that they do. But it started from our team. Our concierge guy started with his little guitar in the lobby, and now it's turned into full-blown concerts with professional music scouts coming to our properties and up-and-coming artists that we have. And you, of course, get to play there.
I've played it a couple times. Now I'm playing here. So, like, I'm just excited to see what Kenect Phoenix and how Kenect Phoenix is going to grow within the next little bit. I mean, it's already amazing, but I'm expecting, because like right when I was getting ready to leave Nashville to come here, was when the market opened.
Right.
And so like, if you all don't know, I mean, I'm sure if you are listening to this podcast, you probably are aware, but maybe not. At Kenect Nashville now, they have like a full espresso bar, like giving like Starbucks.
Boba.
Like
boba.
Oh, there's boba now
Yeah,
too?
there's boba. There's chai boba.
Oh, delicious.
So good.
We need that here. Yeah, I'm waiting for that here. But yeah, that was just a super cool, I mean, like, just every time you go back, there's going to be something new, something happening. There's always things going on behind the scenes, and it's really impressive.
Oh, well, that's a big shout out to our teams. And just, we set a plan, we set a strategy, and we execute. So, yeah.
Cool. And then, like, what would you say? So y'all were doing Nashville, and then was like Kenect Phoenix already kind of breaking ground, or was it like how quickly, like, because Kenect Nashville was first, then it was Kenect Phoenix, right?
They were really close. So when we topped off Kenect Nashville in 2019 and started the lease ups, I was actually starting to open the leasing office here. So they were being built like really in the same time. This one was a little bit more behind. It started a little bit later than Nashville. But then the shutdown happened while I'm trying to lease up this building. So it was a whole thing to navigate opening 2 buildings during COVID. So we can pretty much get through anything at this point, all the policy changes, right. Like 2 massive buildings, like close to 1,000 beds opening during this, and people trying to navigate moving in and all the things. But we're not going to go back there.
No, that's
we're
in
done.
the past.
We're done with that.
That's in the past.
We're not going back. So opening those during that was quite a challenge, but now that Phoenix is open, we've been here now, 3 years, over
Wow.
3 years now. So,
Cool.
there's just a lot going on in downtown Phoenix. We have the huge developments, but being so close to our university partners, hospitals, airports, I mean, this is what we're building this product for.
Yeah.
And, when people find us, especially the traveling nurses, they love us because it's furnished apartments. We're dog friendly. We have a little pet park on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
And they just have everything under one roof, and
The gym,
the events, and you really don't have to like go far. So, and that's why we created the corporate housing division. So a year and a half ago, we saw there was a need. And of course I went to my COO and I was like, hey, I think we should go ahead and do like a little division of Kenect and make it like a whole corporate housing division. Well, that led to one thing to another. I even have a lady that, helped build divisions of companies. She helped me develop this. And now we're doing full-blown corporate housing with like flat rates, fully furnished. We're working with professional sports teams.
Yeah.
Oh my God, hospitals, universities, tech startups, any like random people I've never even knew, like a flooring place I didn't even know existed, So we're working with all kinds of people that have a housing need.
Yeah.
And now we're able to really cater to them too.
That's amazing. I mean, like, and then if you think about it, like for me specifically, I mean, there's other people that probably do the same thing, but it's like, I live here, then I got this office here, so I work here. I go to the gym here. So yeah, I really don't be leaving. I'm here.
I haven't left in 3 days. Right. Well, I did some comp shops, competitor shops. But well, now that you hit on that, I think it's so important. And I'm just going to take this time to put it out there that Kenect is so much more than just an apartment.
Exactly.
Because to your point, we're actually in the co-working space and you can live here, you can work here, you can go to all the events if you want or not. You can just come home and go to bed.
Yep.
But you do have everything that you want all under one roof for one price. And that's what we're doing. And
love it.
It just goes back to how this whole brand started in Chicago from Rajan. He was a forefront developer of student housing and then saw what was next and has really put all of his time and effort and money into developing this product. So...
Well, shout out to him
He's such
too.
a visionary.
I'd like to get him on here too and interview him at some point.
Oh yeah,
maybe,
he did the Dalton Kenect interview. That was really cool.
That was cool. He just got picked up by the NBA, didn't he?
He was the 4th draft pick on the Lakers, and we had Dalton Kenect because his last name's Kenect. Right. And Rajan goes, we should get him on the podcast. I was like, let's do it. So I had to track down the agent. Right. We did a whole thing.
It's like, let's do it right now before he gets to the be on the Lakers or whatever.
So we got him. It was so good. Hey, Dalton, thanks for being on our podcast.
Exactly. Okay. So I have a couple questions for you. What has been, and you might have already answered this, but what has been your most challenging, what has been the most challenging thing for you so far in your career, would you say? Maybe in leasing or whatever.
It's just there's so many personalities to navigate. And I know by looking in the mirror, I have a really strong personality.
Yeah.
And I'm, vocal and I like to put my ideas out there. And I think navigating and executing how my vision, how things I want to accomplish to come to life. So, sometimes if you have more ops people or people that don't really understand, really outside the box, crazy things that could work or could really not work. It's just, navigating, I think, personalities and getting to the finish point. And then once they see it working, like we had a video hit 31 million views. Whoa. And we came out and we were like, hey, let's do some apartment hacks,
those are
simple
good.
Little apartment hacks. And all of a sudden, well, no, that's not going to work because, and that's not going to do, people want to see the landscape and the kitchens. And I'm like, let's show them how to clean their shower walls, you know? And we had some influencers that live with us too that also ideated. And we started doing it, and lo and behold, it is skyrocketing.
Good.
Or just doing outside the, thinking outside the box to get people to the property. So I think the most challenging thing is navigating other strong personalities and just really understanding and respecting everyone's role, because we all have different things we're passionate about. And no matter what part of our career industry that we're in.
Yeah.
But once people kind of see my ideas come to life and how they're working, then I have those people that are like, hey, just let Carroll, give her the budget.
Right. Trust Carroll.
Give
for
me
this.
the budget
Yeah.
and then let her go.
Yeah.
And once I really get those people's trust and, they can see the work in progress and the results, they're like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been a challenging thing for me.
Okay, that makes sense. There's like right-brained people, left-brained people. You have to navigate and communicate with everybody, and it's that makes sense. Do you have any key strategies that you implement to ensure high occupancy rates in your properties that you are willing to share with us?
Oh my goodness. Well, we always want to be at 95% or higher. What's unique about this product is we do offer a lot of short-term leases, right? So we are always up and down. And that's one thing that we've really been trying to figure out with our inventory management of Kenect, because we have, people we need to please. We got to pay the bills. We got to, we have to pay the team, right?
Yeah.
So we really need to maintain that long-term occupancy. So we did a lot of data research, inventory management there, and found that we really need to keep our short terms at a certain percentage of the building.
What's a short term? Like, what is that? Like 6 months or less?
That's
or?
good. I should probably explain that.
No, you're fine.
So we have STR and MTR. So short-term leases, we're thinking around 30 to 90 days.
Okay.
MTR, you think anything, 6 months to 9 months.
Okay.
And then you have like a conforming lease, which is 12 months or longer. So we do have some of those STRs, MTRs mixed in, but we really want to have 80% at conforming long-term leases, because that's going to keep that regular occupancy.
Okay.
My strategy is, first of all, check your short-term leases here for Kenect. Most multifamily, you move in for 12 months and you're done.
Yeah.
And that's how they operate.
Yeah.
And that's how they've been operating for 30 years. Right. This product is flexible. We are catering to traveling professionals. So we get that we're always going to have a little bit of up and down. But my strategy is it's 5 Ps. I mean, this goes back to business school, and it still stands true. It's the people, the product, the promotion, the placement, and the price. So, I mean, that's it, and it has always stayed tried and true to me, and I'm happy to share that because number one, it always starts with the people. Like I've always talked about, you've got to have the right talent in place, or else no one's going to care. If we don't have the right people, they're not answering the phones, they're not doing good tours, they don't care.
Right.
So I always start with the people. Number 2, the product, walking the tour path, checking the curb appeal, things like that. Number 3, what did I say? The product, people, product, placement.
Right.
Okay, are we in a great area? Which Kenect, I rarely ever get to 3.
Okay.
Because it's usually the people and the product that needs little improvements or tweaks or something. And then, so placement, do we have the right marketing in place? What's our digital strategy looking like? So we get into the back end. When's the last time we went to the university or held just a dedicated leasing event? So that's always on our mind. And then our pricing, making sure we check that all the time anyways.
Yeah.
And then promotion. So, how are we promoting? What are we doing? All that good stuff.
Well, so you're, I guess you could probably speak to the way that social media has helped, or I guess mostly helped you with with the promotion of Kenect. I mean, social media has played a huge part in it,
A huge part. And it's funny because some people will be like, well, how many leases have we signed from Instagram? Well, if I pull on here, I can pull my leads. Okay, we had 100 leads from Instagram. Well, I mean, why are we doing Instagram ads? Okay, let's rewind. And a lot of people, I think, in different parts of the multifamily industry need to understand that there's about 30 touch points before someone picks up the phone or makes an appointment to come to your tour,
100%.
to your property.
Yeah.
So, and then when they get to the property, they'll say, oh, I Googled you or I saw your website. Well, what was all of that to get to the website? Or
you saw it on like my Instagram or like these influencers' Instagrams
and all the
stuff
cross
like that,
promotion that we're doing. So social media is huge, and it's absolutely a crucial touch point that we expect to have. And we have to have that because it brings our buildings to life. We can post so many pictures of an apartment or a bed or a kitchen, but it's like, I want to see someone having cocktails by the pool and hanging out at pool jams and going to a boxing class. And that's who we are. So using our awesome UGC, I mean, without you guys and your UGC, it would not work. So Alyssa and Logan,
she was
Mama
just on
Jen,
the podcast. Mama Jen's been on the podcast.
All of our just connectors in house, and they're constantly posting their day to day, has been crucial for us because it brings it to life and people trust the UGC, and they trust other people promoting the product.
100%. And it's been so special because you guys treat us really well, so that then we can go out and say like, no, like, trust me, like, you guys want to be here.
Aww.
You know what I mean? Like, so like, I mean, I've had tons of people reach out to me several times about like, so what's Kenect? Like, what is that about? Like, what are you doing?
I know
there?
people are like,
And I'm
what is Kenect? Is it apartments? Is it this? Is it that?
Yeah.
And that's been a challenge for
everything.
me, is like just explaining everything that we have. So
I mean, you can't really sum it up, but it's just a lifestyle, you know what I mean?
it's a
Live and
cruise
work.
ship on land.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
that.
I like to say that. It's a cruise ship on land.
Well, speaking of, like you said, like the people aspect of it is really important. I mean, I personally try to have a really good attitude when I'm here, because I know that I am, kind of a face of Kenect, whether
You're
I like it or not.
celebrity, Zach.
Well, thank you.
You're a celebrity.
But customer service and like hospitality is all connected, of course. So I wanted to know if you could share an example of a time when exceptional customer service made a difference in securing a lease, or getting someone through the doors, because like you said it yourself, these people out here, they are the face of the company and the brand. So like, can you share a little bit about that? Do you have anything that comes to mind specifically, or someone that you want to shout out or anything like that?
Okay, so we had an international student. This was at this property actually, and they had flown in and they booked one of our hoteling rooms, because we have a hoteling floor here in Phoenix. We have 19 units that we have permitted, and you can find on Airbnb, Expedia.com, hotels.com.
Okay, good.
So you can find all those. But so a kid had just come in, flew in. He got accepted to Thunderbird School of Global Management here all by himself, has like one suitcase. He checks into the hotel. I guess he just found out he got in. Well, his room was already booked and he had to move out and like go to another place. Well, he came to our team. I had nothing to do with this. I was just informed about it. He came to our team. It was like a Sunday. And of course we have like one person here on Sundays. We're open at noon. He's like, I have my reservations out. I really like it. I would like to go ahead and live here. Well, typically when you go get an apartment, you tour, you have to do your application and get everything set up and get your renter's insurance and everything. Well, this team member, walked him to a couple units that were available, sat with him that whole afternoon, got his application, his international papers, helped him with his deposit, everything that he had to do. And then we got I think it was ready to go, but we sparkled the unit for him, which means like a little light cleaning.
I like that.
We call it sparkling.
That's good.
Yeah. And not like a deep clean. And then we helped him get his renter's insurance and made sure
awesome.
everything was covered, because they had to sign a lease and everything, and got him moved in by 6 p.m. or else he was going to go somewhere else.
Right.
And he was on his own in a new country.
Right.
And our team member, literally, it probably took them their whole shift.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
But they were like, we had a guy from the hotel that was international. We got him all checked in and he moved in that night. And I was like, that is awesome. Because most people would be like, okay, we'll come back on Monday.
Yeah.
And that's just our urgency here.
100%.
So that was a recent example that happened. I would think, we have a lot of first time renters too,
Yeah.
believe it or not. We're surrounded by a lot of grad schools or young residency doctors
Yeah.
that have been living on campus forever.
Right.
And now they're like, okay, let's get an apartment. So still navigating with them through how everything works and getting them done. And we're used to spending time with people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show seriously, customer service and just having a smiling, welcoming face and just being approachable can really make or break the difference.
I train on this all the time because when I go to our competitors, and we all do it in the industry, let's be honest.
Okay.
We gotta keep an eye on our competitors.
Yeah.
But I cannot tell you how many times I'll have to wait for someone to talk to me to
Right.
say, oh hi, how can I help you? And of course I'm a director of leasing and marketing, so I just stand there.
Right.
And they're like, how can I help you? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here for an appointment.
Right.
I'm the customer.
Right.
Ask how you can help
100%.
with a smile and stand up.
Do your job.
I know. Gosh.
No, I
please.
understand that. But it really does.
Customer
It makes
service.
or break.
And we also have to think people living in our buildings. How much do we spend on our mortgages and our rent? this is a big part of someone's income. So
expensive,
if you're not being treated well, you should not spend your money there.
100%.
You should go right down the street, and maybe it's an older place, but if you're going to be treated well, that's where you should spend your money.
Yep, I agree. What advice would you give to someone who may be aspiring to do something very similar to what you're doing?
Well, property management, new construction, leasing, marketing, I would give advice that you need to pick your battles. I would say you can't fix everything all at once sometimes. You can't roll out everything you want to roll out sometimes. So really go all in on one or two things and make that awesome. I would give advice that it's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of behind the scenes that people don't see. And that's what you do when people aren't watching. Are you following up on those emails? Are you getting ahead? Are you planning ahead? I have sacrificed vacations, weekends. My poor husband, Todd, you're amazing.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, Toddy. I have sacrificed a lot for where I want to be and what I want to do because I love seeing results, and I'm a really passionate, all-in person.
100%.
I think that's just the Scorpio in me. I don't know, but when I go all in, I just want to see it work, and I get so passionate about it. And some people can call that obsessive or other adjectives, but for me, I'm just like, I'm passionate and like, I want to be excited about it.
Well, it's a hustle too. You know what I mean? And
I've always been a little hustler.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
And everybody that's on this podcast, Carol, is like,
I bet,
hustlers. So
yes.
like this podcast literally is just about people. Anyone who's been a guest on here is just a hard worker.
Yeah. And
so it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I already knew that you were a hustler, but like,
but sometimes when it's 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm like, okay, this is getting weird now. I got to stop,
right.
Because you also, I think a good piece of advice is know when to rest your brain to be creative.
Yep.
And then taking time to stop and be creative. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Duncan Warble, but I'm a huge fan. I got to meet him at the Social Media Marketing World in San Diego.
Nice.
If you guys haven't been to that, jot it down. It's worth the investment. Everybody who's anybody on social media, they have it every February or March. Anyway, Duncan Warble was the creative director of Disney Hong Kong.
Oh, nice.
And he got up there and did all these illustrations and everything. And I just picked up so many pieces of advice from him.
That's cool.
So it's like, are you a yes and person? I say this all the time. Or are you a no because person? And you want to surround yourself with yes and, because then you collaborate, you ideate, and you can execute much quicker. The no because people are the... No,
it just shuts down ideas
because that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So you always got to be careful with that. But he's a good guy to follow, and he's so creative. And he talks about taking time to be creative. And sometimes we get so in our heads and we're on autopilot, but we're still trying to be creative. But we got to stop and take that time to be creative, or it's just everyone's going to take our time away from us.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's going to lead me to like one of my last questions for you is the perfect segue there.
Oh, good.
So a question that I ask all my guests on this podcast is, for me, finding some time to find that balance between work and a personal life it's very important to me. Cause as a fellow hustler, it's exactly what you said. You have to find that time to just recenter and refocus, whatever that is for you. It's different for everybody. For me, it's like, I like to light a candle, read a book, or like sometimes I like to go for a run or whatever it may be. So like, what is that for you? What is that moment of relaxation or recentering for you?
I plan my next epic adventure, and so I always work hard to look forward to that.
Okay.
So right now I planned an epic ski trip that I'm going on in January with my friends, and so I'm
Where are you
always
going?
Tahoe.
Okay, nice.
Yes, and we have this big house, and we're all excited about it. But we're all old now, so we have to plan our vacations like 5 months in advance, and that's all we talk about.
That's fine. Hey, I'm the same way.
But we're going to Wolf. I can't wait to go to Vanderpump's new restaurant
Oh,
at Tahoe.
yes. Okay.
And we're all dressing up like mob wives.
Oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait to see
I know.
the pictures of that.
But my motivation to it's to keep working hard to look forward to something that I'm going to feel really appreciative and grateful to work towards for. So I'm always working for that next adventure, and
so that you can enjoy it and be
so
like,
I can
look what
enjoy it and be like, I earned this.
You're right, exactly. Look what I did, and
Yes.
look, I'm proud of myself, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's awesome.
And then you take that time to really relax, really take it in, and as soon as I hit that plane, I'm on vacation mode, and
Good.
then so I'm always just planning my next adventure and working hard towards that.
That's good. That's important. My last question for you is just like, how do you envision the future of not only just Kenect, but your future and the future of the industry that you're in? That's a big question.
Ooh.
Like, what do you think is next for like the leasing industry? But first, let's start with Kenect. What's the future of Kenect?
The future of Kenect is limitless. We are going to be in all the top cities. I see Kenect really branching off and even being in like the smaller cities too, but like on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
I see this going internationally. We've already been approached, but we're just not there yet. We're still tweaking the product and, tweaking everything that we need. So I see this going internationally, and I really see it as a hub for traveling professionals to hop around and live around the world.
I love that.
That's what I see. Yeah.
Okay.
So we get to do a little Kenect London.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
We got to. That'd be fun.
I'm so excited for that. And then like for yourself, like what does the future look like for Carroll? Limitless as well. I
want to
guess.
keep opening these buildings around and really see this product get off. But I'd say, on a personal note, is just continuing to like execute and come up with really creative strategies and keep thinking outside the box for me.
Yeah.
And then still taking more time to be more present.
Yeah.
I think I still need to work on that and really be present for my family, for my, grateful husband that is so supportive of me.
Yeah.
And just really taking time to show my gratitude and appreciation for the people that really do support me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we all take that for granted, especially when we're trying to get to the next step.
Yeah.
And spending more time with my parents and just that's, really one thing I want to make a good effort on.
Yeah, good. I mean, I appreciate that because I'm the same way. And it's just like you said, I mean, for people like me and you, it's just constantly on the go and stuff and hustling. And
it's not always healthy,
No,
all the
it's
time.
not.
And we have to realize that.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to just find that time to just like do that. Yeah. I mean, like I've been trying to call my parents more and just like my grandparents and stuff like that because, it's like you have to. And
you have to.
My mom and my sisters are going to be coming here to Phoenix to visit me in October. So I'm like super excited about that. So that's going to be fun. And,
great.
It's just, I'm excited for them to come visit because I want them to be able to see like, look at this, like, cause like they came to see me at Kenect Nashville a couple times, but I was just like, y'all should be proud of me because look at this. I'm getting to do all this amazing stuff.
Right.
And like and I'm proud of myself, but I'm also proud to show off like
I'm so
Kenect,
proud of you.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Oh, thank you.
Well, my niece and nephew, they came to the Nashville property and they're like, you own this.
Right.
So I'm like, they're
Right.
like 8 and 10. I was like, this is Aunt Carol's building, like you better behave.
Oh yeah. And they're probably like looking at you like, wow, that's so cool.
Right.
Do you think that the future of the leasing industry is like, I'm so intrigued because, with like, I don't know, AI and social media and all this stuff. I mean, I bet it's going to be really crazy. What do you think?
We're already there. And if you're not using it, you're really getting behind because there's so many people moving to our cities and so many renters out there that we're already using a lot of components of AI, especially when it comes to call to text, and, making a phone call, then getting a text message so you can get your questions answered, using a lot of video technology. But it still goes back to customer service and promptness. Our biggest thing in the industry for leasing and marketing is getting back to that human being as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because there's stats out there that the quicker you get back to somebody, the faster they'll lease.
Makes sense. I mean,
our goal in our industry as a whole and different conferences and panels that I'm on is how do we get back to that human being quickly? How do we get that renter all the information that they need? So, and I'll give away the book because you still have to execute. You can give away all the secrets, but people got to go work hard and get it done. So I'm like, here you go. This is how you do it.
Right.
But you got to go do it.
But that's the hard part.
So I have no problem giving away some tips and tricks, but just getting that information. So the technology with videos and making tutorials and then using all the online outlets that we have is been our great tool.
Yeah.
So we like to just get all the renters the information and they do the work for us.
Amazing. Well, Carroll, is there anything that you want to shout out or anything else that you want to say before we end the podcast today?
No, just again, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for getting this off the ground. And it's so fun to be a guest on our Kenect podcast and
Crazy, right?
to see where this goes. And I hope that all of your listeners and people that have tuned in to see this keep following us and keep checking out the product that we're building here. And visit us at akaraliving.com and kenectnashville.com and Kenect Phoenix.
Yeah,
So,
and stay tuned because there's more connects coming.
I know.
Right?
Maybe we'll have to send you to Denver.
I'm so excited for that.
That one has to be a tradition.
I just go to all the different.
Yes.
I'm down.
You break it in.
Just call me, girl. You know where I'm
Right.
at.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Carroll, for doing the podcast. Thank you guys so much for checking us out over here at Kenect The Dots. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at Zach. I'm always posting about Kenect. And then check out Kenect Nashville and Kenect Phoenix. Both of those are on Instagram as well. And from all of us here at Kenect, we wish you a happy day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.